Hello, ladies, gentlemen, other identifying folks, and welcome to this opinion tour, my opinion tour of the F175 livery launch event today for the 2025 Formula One season. In this video, I would like to give my opinions, my criticisms and such. As you can see flash across the screen right now, I'd like to give my criticisms of the liveries. I'd like to also give my personal opinions of these liveries that were released today. And then finally, towards the end, I also want to do like a final tier list of the liveries. So yeah, I do feel like I have a little bit of a leg to stand on when it comes to these sorts of things, like design related. I have made plenty of custom concept liveries for Formula One teams and WEC teams before. I have a bit of experience in the design field as well. I am a professional skin graphic designer, so I just thought I'd give my opinion. So let's take it away with our first team, Sauber. Who came in immediately with a bright flash of green and I think showed us probably the most jarring and ugly thing I have ever seen. What is that? What is that? It looks like somebody took a can of highlighter paint and just splashed it over a car. The gradient is poorly done. The colors don't work. There's a weird gray stripe between the border and of the gradient and the black, and it just looks weird. I don't understand why. Like, it just looks odd. Like, this picture doesn't really do it justice. I just don't get it. Like, that gray stripe over by the green just doesn't make sense. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's also not the best, though. Next after that, you have the Williams, which after 2023 and 24, you'd think, oh, it's going to be a pretty good livery with all the blocks and shapes they had. But no, it's not the worst, but it's pretty mid. Like, they did the same thing that Sauber did, and they put a bit of a gradient on it, from like a dark to light gradient across the side, but it's just not very well executed. It looks nice from the front. It looks great. But then once you get from the front view, you get to the sides, it loses all luster. Like, the title sponsor is great. I love that Williams has a title sponsor now. I like the placement of some of the sponsors, but some of them just don't look good. Like, from the side here, it just looks weird. There's too many sponsors on the side pod, and it just looks off-putting and just odd. And I don't understand some of the choices they made, and it just doesn't look right. After that, you have 8th place last year, which is Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, as they made sure to tell us plenty of times during the broadcast. And they went with the white bulls, that race that Red Bull had in 2021 for the Turkish Grand Prix. And I gotta say, sorry for the quality of pictures, I gotta say, it's not great, but it also doesn't look bad. It's a lot better than the first two liveries I showed. It could have had a lot better execution. It could have been better done. I think it would look better if the Red Bull logo was in blue, like on the AlphaTauri cars. But with the limitations they probably have as a sister team for Red Bull, I think they did about as well as they could have done. The sponsor logo placement is nice. It looks clean. I like the green touches on the race suits, and overall, I do like the fading pattern with the bulls. It's decently executed. I like it. After that, I just gotta say, as this intro plays, 10 out of 10. Completely well done. It's an inverse of last year's livery, but oh my god, Haas pulled all the stops out this year with Esteban Ocon and Ollie Behrman joining the team. It looks gorgeous. I love it. It's so good compared to everything else this year. They did not hold back. The way that the Haas logo looks in black on the side pods on top of the white background, it just looked mint. The way they use the red to break up the black and white and use it in the front wing and the rear wing, it's like the highlight colors to mix in the Toyota Gazoo racing colors as well, along with the fact they actually have sponsors on the car now compared to a few years ago. It looks so good, and I just love it. It's so nice, and I just hope as a Haas fan that this year, for their 10th anniversary year, they can just string together something. Because look how nice it looks from the side. I just really hope they can string some results together and can just have a good season this year. I'm so desperately hopeful. After that, my problem child of the evening. Alpine, what the hell have you done? I don't get it. It doesn't look good. From the front, it looks great. It looks like, oh, cool, a pink car. This is awesome. It looks great from the front. And I love the way the pink just pops out. It looks really nice. It ties into the BWT sponsoring. But then once you get to other angles, from the side, for example, here, why? Just why? It just, the pink WWT logo doesn't make any sense. It's just a blue car, basically, with a pink slash down the back of it, and it just doesn't look good. The pink BWT just doesn't look right on the side the way it is, and the front it just doesn't fit in with the rest of the car. I don't get it. If you were going to do this, do like Sauber did and have it be a gradient, in my opinion. Like, this shot looks fine because it cuts everything else off, but then you see it again from the front and it's like, why? It just doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Aston Martin, very brief, very simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They added a few design elements here, a little bit of black on the side, a little bit of white on the top for their sponsor Modern. Other than that, it's the exact same as they've had the whole time. It's the same car as last year. It's the same car as the year before that. Mint looks beautiful. I love it. Next, we are going to go to Mercedes. And from the front, it looks the exact same as last year. And last year's car was kind of good. Once you get to the sides, though, you can see they took off the red Ineos. I think their sponsor changed. And now you just have this weird silver splotch on the top. I don't understand it. I think it looks great. I'm one of the many people who likes the Mercedes livery. I think it looks okay. I think the addition of some more silver for their Silver Arrows moniker, it fits. I like it. It's just a little bit odd. After that, another great one as it comes out of the smoke here, Ferrari. I love it. You watch the cinematic play. They outdid themselves with like the opening cinematic, which just cuts across. I actually like it. I like the way they've done the livery. I know the HP logo looks really awful. I'm not a fan of it. I hate the blue, but they did the best that they could. They did the best that they could with the white backgrounds for the blue logos to try and make it separate from the red. I think it would have been cool if they mixed in the branding with the WEC team as well and had the stripes be yellow. But with the way that the HP logo looks, I think white is the best it could have done. And with what they had to offer and what they had available to them, I think they did the best job they could. And honestly, it didn't really turn out too badly. I do like it. I'm a Haas and Ferrari fan. I do think it turned out quite well. I'm excited to see it on track. And after that, you're finally your world champions, McLaren. Again, same as Aston Martin. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They added some blue for one of their sponsors and added some blue for some of their branding. Other than that, it's the same as last year, and honestly, I'm not complaining. I think it looks fine. It looks good. The MasterCard logo on the front, as the front on the front wing, looks good. Now, you may have noticed I might have skipped over a certain team that we had in the grid, and that was Red Bull. And I'll tell you why. Red Bull took, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and took it too far. They changed nothing about their livery. It's been the same since 2016, and honestly, I didn't really think it was worth including them in the video because there's nothing to include. It's the same as it's always been. And I don't really think, given that information, that it's really worth putting my opinion out there when it's the same as it's always been. At this point, it's just meh. I don't care. So I didn't include it. Now, finally, we're gonna do the tier list, and right towards the bottom immediately, there's a tier that's the same. We're gonna immediately just start off by putting the first two liveries. Red Bull is going to be the bottom of that's the same tier. I'm also going to put McLaren down there as well, not because I don't like it, but because it's also basically just the exact same with a little bit of blue. So those are going to be my bottom tiers. That's the same. On the ugly as fuck tier, gotta have Alpine. I don't like the livery. I know you're probably going to hate me for that. I don't like it. Same with Sauber. I already said it looks like somebody splashed some highlighter color paint on the front. It's just not for me. I don't like it. Some people like it. It's not for me. Next up, it's okay. We're going to put Mercedes, we're going to put Williams, we're going to put VCarb. Mercedes, I already said, it looks great other than the little silver splotch. Williams as well. It looks fine. I just wish they would have kept the livery from last year if they did this. VCarb as well. It's the white bull from 2021, but a little bit worse. Love it. You got the Aston Martin, you got the Ferrari. Aston Martin, Ferrari, both, like I said, it's their branding. It's the way that they're supposed to look with a little few design elements added. I think it looks great. I don't have any reason why I would change it personally, and I think they made the right choice by doing the same thing they always do and just having some splotches of color. And then by far the best, in my opinion, for this year is Haas F1 team. Hats off, Haas. So gorgeous. I love the livery. Beautifully executed. 10 out of 10. And thank you everybody for watching. That's my tier list, my opinions. Goodbye.